Hey guys, if you remember, I broke that tube, so I'm gonna have to replace it. But I'm not just replacing that tube. I'm gonna replace the tube, the basin for the waterfall, and I'm just gonna redo the whole waterfall. But also, I got a new phone, so I'm gonna up my recording quality too. So the first thing we gotta do, we gotta remove all of this. So now that I got somewhat of a clean slate, what I need to do now is level off all this dirt and get it right so that I can put my new waterfall basin up there and make it sit properly. So yeah, this is going to be the more difficult part of the thing. It's finding the right rocks to hold this in place. And then also, I want to try to bury the tube as best as I can so that it's not super obvious. Definitely don't want it, just all like that. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I really need to bury this tube first. So let's get the tube exactly where I want it to go. I'll have to cut off the pump for now. So luckily, because I'm redoing this, I'm gonna do it down the other side. And because I'm gonna stack this up with rocks, I don't have to hide the tube super crazy. So I'm just gonna kind of that's not good. That's a good spot for it. Then it's gonna come down here, and the pump is gonna sit down there. So I have a whole length of tube that I can pretty much cut off. So now that the tube's in place, I'm gonna start putting some of these rocks back. What I need to do now is I want to go ahead and put some of that expanding foam sealant underneath there to help fill in all those gaps, just to kind of secure everything. Now I got actual Waterfall foam sealant from Home Depot. Total Pond is the brand or whatever. We'll see how it works. Just added some to, fill in all those little gaps and stuff, so I'm gonna let that kind of start setting for 5 minutes to an hour, and then I'll kind of push it in so it doesn't look so gross. So after about 5 minutes or so, it's no longer like really sticky, and you can just kind of smack it, pop it. I mean, it's still a little sticky. That's why I'm wearing gloves. But I'm just gonna kind of keep doing that every so often as it expands. And so yeah, like they said, after about 5 minutes or so, it dries tack free. It's been about, 10 or so. So I'm just gonna kind of hop some of these, push them in a little bit. So I don't want that to go above the thing at all. Still wearing gloves because I definitely don't want any of this on my fingers. Okay. Alright, so it's been a while. This stuff is pretty dry. Found this other rock here, so I'm gonna put this up here. And then let me go ahead and seal that in place too. So that waterfall is starting to come together. I gotta wait for all this to seal. It's gotta take like at least 24 hours for it to really, cure properly. So it's the next day. I added some Amazon frog bitten duckweed from my plants or my tanks inside, and yeah, that foam sealant stuff is all like dry now. So now I just need to take a knife and just kind of cut away some of that excess stuff. Okay, so I cleaned it up pretty well. Obviously, there's still some spots there, but I'm going to be adding some more stones to really fill in the waterfall and everything once I, have all this fully dry and have a little bit more time. Unfortunately, I got to go to work in about a half hour. I still have a full-time job. But I did get some stones here that some friends of mine were using for landscaping, so I'm going to be adding some of those stones to finish off the waterfall, and then be using some of these stones for some future projects as well. It's a few days later. It's looking good. I got a nice sunny day again. I got more pond sealant. So let's get all those finishing touches in there. Okay, not too bad. Maybe I went a little overboard with all the pebbles and stuff, but I like it. And I need that water to make sure it goes straight back into the pond, so we'll gotta let that dry for a little bit and then we'll pack it all down. I found some really nice plugs of moss in my yard, so I'm going to use that to add a couple details to the waterfall. And there we go. Doesn't look too bad if I say so myself. I think that moss really brings it all together. Well, I'm gonna let it dry for at least another hour or so before I give it a water test. It's been about an hour, and if you look in here, I got some filter floss and I just got it kind of weighed down with some stones. So I'm just kind of basically using this as a hang on the back filter. I might add some biomedia to it later. We'll see about that. But I want to do that water test. So I got the hose coming out there and it's just kind of laid over here. The pump is already in the pond kind of circulating the water around. So I'm going to unplug that and I'm going to hook it all up. So I'm not super concerned about the length of this tube right now because I'm just doing a water test. But let's see, I need to grab this. Shove that on there for him. Give it a whirl. The moment of truth. We were getting a little bit of overrun through here under the moss and it was kind of spilling over down the side here. It's not too bad, but it might cause a little bit of issues down the road. So I gotta add a little bit more sealant in there to finish it off. But I don't know about you, I thought that looked pretty good. Water test number 2. I think I got it. Don't see anything spilling over there. Maybe see a drop or two over here, but it looks like it's going into the pond. All right. yeah, it's the next day and that moss and everything is looking good. Yeah. There's still some little, you know, pieces of the foam that you can see and all that. But honestly, I'm not too concerned about that. This is my very, very first time doing anything like this, so I think it's pretty good. Let's plug her in. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this one. If you like what you saw, be sure to leave me a like and a comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I put out my next one. And have a great day.